Hi, everyone. We are live at the Paste Studio in New York right now with Jon Regen. Jon Regen, thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. And this beautiful Steinway Model S you're playing is gorgeous. It sounded wonderful in soundcheck. And also joining you today is Matt Beck. Matt, thanks for being here, man. Thank you. Yeah, so we are about to get into Higher Ground. So congratulations to you, Jon. It's out on Rope-A-Dope right now. And hey, grab this so the internet can see it as well. Thank you for this beautiful copy of it. So the winner here is really me. We've got a new copy of Higher Ground here.
And there's going to be a charge for that, though.
Yes, I would expect nothing less. And so you're going to hear 3 songs from it, man. Can you tell us what's coming up first?
Yeah, we're going to play sort of a sleeper song from the new record. This is called Hole in My Heart. We just premiered a new video of this that was shot live at the album celebration at the Blue Note in New York. And here we go.
Right.
Tomorrow will bring when it finally comes. It's the same damn thing. Every night I wonder what is wrong with me. Got a strange situation that won't let me be. I got a hole in my heart. I got a hole in my heart. I got a hole in my heart. Why can't you see there's a crazy complication going on with me? Every day I wonder what tomorrow will bring, but when the sun comes up, I don't feel a damn thing. Every night I wonder what is wrong with me. Gotta call my doctor, cause it's plain to see. I got a hole in my heart. I got a hole in my heart. I got a hole in my heart. Why can't you see there's a crazy complication going on with me? If I wait a minute, maybe I'll be better. We all need some time. Sometimes. Tomorrow will bring when it finally comes. It's the same damn thing. Every night I say that there are better days ahead, but after all this time I ain't seen one yet. I got a hole in my heart. I got a hole in my heart. I got a hole in my heart. It's been there from the start. If I don't get it fixed, I'm gonna come apart.
Thank you guys, man. It sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah. We so if in case you're just joining us, we're hearing music off Higher Ground. This is that. Higher Ground is right here. So thanks again. Can we talk about some of the cast of characters who were involved in creating this record for the production team, but also the especially actually the guest artists who played on it as well?
Yeah, you know, it's a sort of a crazy story about how I had my son. He just turned 2, but right after I had my son, I was sort of convinced that I wasn't going to make another album for a while. I was knee deep in diapers, and my wife was working during the day. I was working at home. And then I ran into the keyboardist Matt Johnson from the band Jamiroquai at a Jamiroquai show out at Forest Hills, Queens. And we got to talking, and we just realized we shared a lot of the same kind of keyboard influences and musical influences. And so I said, I'm going to send this guy a song. I have an idea for a song, or just a fragment of a song. And what he sent back to me was so fully realized and produced and surprising. I said, I have other songs that I could send you. And we just decided that we were going to try to make an album across the ocean with me in my apartment in New York and him in London. And then I just sort of made a list of all the people that I thought would be amazing on these songs, and it turned out to be sort of Live Aid cast of guest artists that agreed to play on the record.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got to have Chuck Leavell. He was in here just the other day. Can you talk a little bit more about working with or having them on the record? Ben Tench, Chuck Leavell, Nick Rhodes, and all the other people who show up on the record.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's been interesting for me is that I'm the editor of Keyboard Magazine, and so through the last decade or so of my work as a writer and as a journalist, I've gotten to know a lot of my heroes. First as just a journalist covering their latest projects and their influences, and then as a guy that slowly they found out was an artist in my own right. So a number of years after knowing a lot of these guys, when this record came to fruition, each song seemed to be speaking some of their names. I mean, I knew one of the songs we're going to play today, Every Night, I knew that had Chuck written all over it. And I knew that this another song called The Last to Go on the record, I wrote it with Ben Tench in mind. So a lot of them have become friends of mine, but even more than my friendship with them, they were the ones that showed me the way as a musician. So I can't think of a greater compliment as an artist than to have the people that showed you about musical elegance and eloquence to join you on your record. And so from Chuck and Ben to Larry Klein to Nick Rhodes from Duran Duran, it's just been an amazing, humbling experience having them all come out.
Nice. Well, dude, that's great, man. I'm really glad that you got to have the experience. I'm glad that you brought it here today for us to hear.
Thank you.
Did we just segue perfectly into the song that you had Chuck in mind for?
No, we didn't, but we're going to play that one for you in a little bit.
Okay, what's coming up next off of Higher
We're
Ground?
going to play the title track of the record. I wrote this one for my son Gabriel, and it was sort of one of the first songs that I wrote that, as a new parent, realizing that my days of writing drunken girl-chasing songs was probably coming to an end.
Yep.
And wondering what I would write about. And then I realized there is a whole nother wellspring of things to write about, including being a new dad. And the funny thing about this song is that my son actually, at the very end of me cutting the vocal in my apartment, he laughed, and it's on the record. So if you pony up the dough and buy the record, you will hear my son Gabriel, who is probably going to ask for a royalty at some point. So that's the story of that song. This is called Higher Ground. I've been young, I've been old, I've been bought, I've been sold, but I've never known somebody like you. I've been high, I've been low, been the star of the show, but I've never seen a person so true. I was king for a day, then it all went away. But you showed me sometimes lost is really found. I was gone for a while, but I'm back here in style. I'm a better man now, 'cause I stand on higher ground. I've been rich, I've been poor, I've been lost on the floor. I remember when I didn't have a clue. I've had my name up in lights, toured the world, seen the sights, but they never moved me just like you do. I had suits made for kings, I said all the right things, till you found me and you turned me around.
Every day, every way, know that I'm here to stay. I'm a better man now, 'cause I stand on higher ground. I was king for a day, and when it all went away, you showed me sometimes lost is really found. If I was gone for a while, well, I'm back here in style. I'm a better man now, 'cause I stand on higher ground. I'm a better man now. You make me stand on higher ground.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys, man. It sounds really good. Can we talk about seeing as we're in this room? I was just showing you that XTC tape. There is definitely a Duran Duran tape here. You're sitting in front of the Clash and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and Miles Davis and John Coltrane. I mean, we're in kind of
Sounds like all of my influences in the same place. Yeah.
musical museum here right now. Can we talk about what you were into early in life and some of the path that you've taken and the mentors that you've had to get you here now?
Yeah, I mean, mine was a circuitous route back to pop music. I mean, I came up listening to pop music. I mean, I'm a kid of the 80s. So for me, I was listening to a lot of Billy Joel and Bruce Hornsby, but also like a lot of Duran Duran. I mean, I was smack in the middle, especially also the Police. Andy Summers is on this record. And then when I was a teenager, I made a hard detour into jazz, which lasted the better part of 2 decades. I mean, I fell in love with jazz piano. I went to Rutgers and studied with Kenny Barron, who was a hero of mine and a mentor of mine and taught me about grace and touch and time at the piano. And for a real long time, I was a touring primarily jazz artist in New York City and around the world. I played with Kyle Eastwood and Little Jimmy Scott and you know, more gigs than I can remember. And then around 2005, I got a call to play with a British singer-songwriter. And that got me thinking, you know, it's been a long time since I've been involved in pop music, and I was just struck by the economy of it and the directness of it. And I thought maybe I could try my hat at this. And so I just started writing pop songs out of the blue, sort of infusing them with the jazz kind of textures that I had come up loving and playing. And that just began this whole nother journey, which started from 2005 to now. And so what I try to do, especially when we're playing live, is sort of have the best parts of both. You know, have stories and songs to present, but also have a lot of fun and a lot of improvisation in those songs.
Nice. Well, man, I'm enjoying it very much. And in case, if you, the internet, everyone watching right now, if you're around New York this Friday and Saturday night, you're at the Blue Note. So you're doing a late night weekend holiday takeover at 12:30 a.m. Friday, 12:30 a.m. Saturday. And there are also some international dates. You're at Pizza Express Jazz Club in London on January 16th. January 24th, you're at Scullers in Boston. And on February 22nd, you're at Jazz Radio in Berlin. And so travel safe between all those dates and enjoy them all, man. I very, very likely am going to see you out at the Blue Note this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that.
Come on down. It's late, but we'll have booze for you.
I like everything about that sentence.
Great.
So we're going to do one more off of Higher Ground. Can you tell us what's coming up last today?
Yeah, this is a song called Every Night. The original title of this song was called Post Midlife Crisis, because I think midlife crisis gets a lot of press, but what happens after you go through your midlife crisis? There's more crises that are waiting for you. And I sort of describe that feeling of the battle between lust and anxiety, and that's what this song is about. And this is the song that luckily Chuck Leavell had a couple days off from the Rolling Stones tour, and he drove out and played on the song, as well as the great Tim LaFave on bass, George Marinelli on guitar, Gregoire Murray on harmonica, and Keith Carlock on the drums. So it's a sort of amazing sonic stew of great guests.
Right.
Here we go. The same exhausting dream. I see pictures of you in a dirty magazine. Every night I wake up in a cold, cold sweat. It's true. Every night I'm thinking that I'm not okay. Every night I swear they're gonna take me away. But every time they try, I get a momentary stay from you. Next night is new. Every night I have the same recurring dream, with my friends and family lined up at the ATM machine, and they're waiting just to wipe all of my bank accounts clean. It's true. Every night I'm thinking I should act my age. Every night I'm trying just to turn the page. Then every morning I wake up, I'm just so enraged. What do I do? Because another night comes soon. About the government machine, then wondering how I'll get all of this dirty laundry clean. So much to do. Every night I'm thinking that I'm not okay. Every night I know they're gonna take me away. But every time I see you and you look my way, I'm through. It must be love betrayed me and you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jon, thank you. Matt, thank you. That sounded great. And thank you for the record. Higher Ground is out in the world on Rope-A-Dope right now. And we just heard 3 songs from it. And enjoy all the live dates. The Blue Note Late Night Weekend Holiday Takeover that starts this Friday night, just after midnight. taking the whole thing over this Friday night and Saturday night. You're going to be in London. You're going to be in Boston. All of the dates are up at jonregen.com. So, dude, thank you for doing this. Best of continued luck on everything. And, guys, thanks for coming. That was
Thanks
great.
for having us.
Thank you.